Government has a duty to do that, but we must also be ready to go to the farms. You know, government must create the enabling environment, ensure there's security. But we on our own part must also be willing to go to the farm, you know, to produce food that we consume.
All right, so we don't keep Sarah and the rest of the crew because, of course, it's a very fluid job that you're doing right now, very crucial, and you're roving. While you're still in Okitipupa, quickly address Benga's question.
Yes.
Did you get that?
Sarah, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, now, I asked you, you said you visited some places where you saw some, you know, really young voters, youths, 18-year-old boy. I just want to ask, what is that thing that is actually motivating these young folks to go out there and cast their votes, come rain, come shine? And also, the persons you interacted with, that old woman and her friends, that said, oh, they are satisfied. How about the other places you visited? Were they also satisfied with the conduct of the election?
Well, it's a mixed bag. Let me start from, you know, this question. It's a mixed bag. It depends on where you are on the pendulum. If you are for those who you think are winning this election, because from here already, from the various polling units, you can almost tell where the pendulum is going to swing. But that's particularly for those who are in this particular community. They know who they want to vote for. So they're very decisive about who they want to vote for. So for them, it's a mixed bag. For other communities where there were infractions earlier today, where we saw one of the candidates who complained bitterly about the conduct of the election, where he said that some party agents and some voters had decided or agreed to display the ballot paper after voting, while some voters said, well, it's my right, it's my vote, I can decide to show my ballot paper if I want, you know. So there was that infraction earlier this morning. So for that particular candidate who is on the opposition party, he wasn't really satisfied with that mode of operation, wasn't satisfied with that. And so for people, right, it's a mixed bag. Some persons are happy and some are not. It's an election, it's a race. So whoever comes out victorious, may the best man win. That's what it says. So for now, we still don't know who will emerge. It's a tight race between, of course, the major political parties, and that's the major contenders. A very tight race from what I hear here at the grassroots. And if you ask really that where are the votes coming from, if you take a look at the numbers, really, you're talking about, we're looking at Akure South, Ondo West, Ilaje, Owo, Igbotako, where I'm at, where we're having close to 100,000, over 100,000 votes come from this local government alone. And we're looking at PVCs collected, not just registered voters. So it's very crucial, and that's why you see this number of persons at the polling units. When you talk about the young persons we've seen at the polling units, it was really inspiring and interesting for me to see an 18-year-old, a 20-year-old lady, actually, not just the male folk, even the women are coming out, young ladies are coming out to cast their vote and to also canvass for a candidate of their choice. And when I asked the 20-year-old lady, she said that she's tired of what the old folks have done in the past, and she feels that she wants to make a change, and that's why she decided to go into politics, and that's why she has decided to align with a particular candidate. So it's a mixed bag for all of the candidates and even for the voters, and we're just waiting. It's just a few minutes now. We're going to be counting the votes, and then the winner, of course, will be decided at the end of the day.
All right, quick 10 seconds, if you will. Sarah, what was the security situation? What's it been like so far, driving into the town and, you know, over there at the polling units you've seen?
Security is watertight, particularly at the border towns, right? So for the polling units, you may see that the policeman officer, of course, is trying to control the crowd. It's really difficult for them because most of these police officers are not like police officers who are stationed here. You know, they were brought in, deployed from the state capital, and you know, and you have that. So having to communicate with the residents, having to get them to abide by the rules of the engagement, having to get them to stay on a proper queue is difficult for the police officers, and that's what was observed in most of the polling units. It was just in one polling unit where we saw a really structured, not really structured, right? A semi-structured arrangement where you had the polling area clearly defined, but most of the polling units where we visited, the voting area is not really defined. You have this crowd of voters overcrowding, like, of course, almost choking the INEC ad hoc staff. And so if you are an INEC ad hoc staff at this point in most of these polling units, it's a really tough job for them because they have to control the crowd. They have to ensure that the process is credible and fair, you know. So it's really difficult for the INEC ad hoc staff. But the security operatives, I'll say they are doing what they can to ensure that the process is peaceful, which is what they have been told to do.
All right, Sarah Ayeku, that'll be all for now. Thanks for the updates. We'll reach back for more from your end. Stay safe. All right, back to the studio. We've held on to Mr. Biodun Showumi, and we'll be letting you go in a few minutes from now.
Okay.
But for our Yoruba-speaking audience, they must have caught, you know, what the old woman said.
Yes.
I don't know if you heard, but she said